Okay, so this is literally the 5th time I'm re-recording this, so I gotta speed through this because my camera's dying. I just got out of church. We're getting ready to go have lunch with some friends, and I have to figure out how to do this all in under 30 minutes, so let's do it. So Monday we had 2 things going on. We had a meeting and we had a podcast to shoot. Let's do the podcast first. So the podcast, it was another one of our on-site podcasts. We shot it with Caleb for his first official episode of Bees, Bikes, and Beers. He had Chelsea and Brenton from Gloria's Market as his special guests for this episode. So we actually shot it at their location. Here's the challenge with doing on-site podcasting. Lighting is always different, setup is always different, and there's a potential for sound to be a bit of a challenge. Love a good challenge. I'm so happy with how this one turned out. There was a fridge that kept turning on and off, so we had to deal with that sound. Lighting was a tight space, but instead of me explaining all the challenges, let me just show you how the end product looks with this, because I'm so proud of this.
I think Kane just down the road from you. Is that right?
From the same place our honey comes.
Oh,
actually.
wow. That's excellent. That must be a really...
He's a solid farmer.
Man, that's good to hear.
I don't know the name of the farmer.
I can't remember his name, though, to save my life.
That was the main thing that we had scheduled for Monday. We also had an alignment meeting for the client that we were going to be shooting for this week. We talked about logistics, we talked about scheduling, everything like that. After that, I just did some more editing for East Coast Lifestyle and the Moncton Lebanese Association, and that was it. These are my friends, Kyle and Thea. All right, bye, love ya. That's his business, Sparrow Kitchen Plus. He's great with making kitchens and remodeling them, and he's handsome, so go for that. And that was really it for Monday. So then Tuesday, we go into Moncton and we pick up Nathan. He's gonna watch Ivory for these next few days while we're shooting. And then we really spent the rest of the day just prepping for this week. Wednesday rolls around, and unfortunately more safety concerns came up. And as a husband and as also a business owner, I gotta keep my wife safe. I have to keep the business safe. So it wasn't an easy conversation, but it's a conversation that needed to be had. And we ended up canceling with the client because of these safety concerns, and they totally understood as well, and I'm very thankful for that. And that was kind of it for Wednesday. Thursday, we went back into Moncton because, Nathan doesn't need to watch Ivory anymore because we're not shooting anymore. So we just bring him back home, and we find out that our friends from Virginia are here. We made plans with them. We got to hang out with Jesse and Chelsea, but we also got to hang out with Jonathan and Dakota. It was so good to get the whole group back together, and that was basically all we did Thursday. And then Friday was basically just an editing day. I cleaned up and found new music for the Moncton Lebanese Association. Big thank you to my friend Habib. He helped me find music that was more traditionally Lebanese. And as well, we also cleaned up the last little bits of the Jeep East Coast Lifestyle collaboration video, sent that off to Alex. We wrapped up that project. I also had a call with a family member who also works in this kind of space. She had some questions about pricing, putting in offers, all that kind of fun stuff. And that was pretty much it for Friday. That's really it for week 19. I have to go grab some lunch with some friends. So yeah, see you later. All right, love you, bye.